Hey guys, welcome back to Legacy Saturday at General Games. We're just going into round 3. I'm Sam Lloyd. This is Michael Webb.
Thank you. And look, we have an exciting matchup of, it's going to be Steve Stamopoulos again, and he's going to be facing off against Jared Alsop on Sneak and Show. And I happen to know, Jared's on lands. Well, no, Cloud Post.
So he's playing a bit of Troll Post. Are we still calling it Troll Post? There's no more posts now, right? They didn't print extra.
No, not as far as I'm aware. So look, normally I would expect Jared to be on Sneak and Show, which is Steve's favourite matchup in the world.
Here we are. So we've got the old Cloud Post deck, which is really just trying to assemble a bunch of things which say post in it.
Yep.
And make a shit ton of mana.
And it does it really amazingly effectively. It's, I guess probably the last big mana deck around. It would be the best way to describe it.
Sure. So it's got a combination of gaining life from the Glimmer Posts, which we have in play right now, and it's got, as we see again, Vesuva copying things, and Cloud Posts generating mana equal to the amount of things that are called that have post in their type. So that's the amount of Glimmer Posts and Cloud Posts in play. And each Cloud Post makes mana equal to that. So quickly, we're seeing Thought-Knot Seer, we're seeing Kozilek, we're seeing...
It's, it can hardcast an Emrakul, basically.
Hardcast an Emrakul,
is the ultimate beating here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Jared, we can see Steve getting so far ahead here. He's just crippled everything Jared's doing.
But at the same time, there's no pressure on the board.
No.
So Jared's got some time to make more land drops. That I have Ugin worth 2 mana there.
Yep.
So we've got enough mana for a Thought-Knot Seer at this point. And I believe he does have one in hand. And we see an Ugin in hand for him as well. So despite the fact that Disruption is working, Steven's on the clock.
Yeah, and also, the other thing is this deck is just the inevitability of it. It means that if Steve doesn't manage to start clocking him fairly quickly, it's going to go really badly for him. He's just going to lose out. So there we go. You can see him pitching the Daze. The Daze is already just
it's already useless. So because we saw his deck last round, we know that a lot of his advantages are sort of mana-driven counters and being able to operate low to the ground. And being pretty card efficient with brainstorms and that sort of stuff,
but also clocking quite quickly when he needs to. But unfortunately, we're seeing
he hasn't put the threat on the board, and that might be a big problem for him because his deck is working really well. But where's the Delver? That's my question. Where is the Delver? Where's the Tombstalker?
Although I think he's got a Tombstalker in hand at the moment, and I think this might hit him.
He's a Deathrite is part of this ponder as well. Deathrite, a Brainstorm, and I believe that's a Stifle. All right, that's a keep all three. They're all fantastic here.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't want to drop the Death. Okay, cool.
So
to deal with the
Stifle's a trigger. He knows that he needs to find as much time as possible, and I believe at this point, what would you say that Steven's line is?
Okay, I'm going to put Steven on dropping...
He's going to have to develop his board at some point, and I think we're about to see that with... it's a Brainstorm again.
So he's still filtering. Okay, so maybe he can drop a Deathrite and...
Yeah, so he'll probably be shuffling away this Daze, I imagine. I can't see it being very good at this point.
So he can also only really deploy 1 or 2 threats on the board right now because of the Tabernacle there.
Yes.
Which is problematic.
But he does hit his land drop, so that's not too bad. Yes. And we see him shuffle away. I think that was the Deathrite as well as the Daze.
Yeah, so that's what you can see him being quite conservative about the threats that he's playing out now. He's probably going to drop a Delver to get a fast clock on.
Yep, start chipping away at Jared's life total.
Okay, and maybe the Delver.
Oh, no, here's the Deathrite. And a Delver. Yep.
Yep, so he's going to hold up 2 mana every turn now, which is going to be... He's going to be all right. He's going to have 3 mana active now, or 3 mana up next turn.
Unfortunately for Stamopoulos, Alsop has not missed a land drop yet, despite having, 3 lands interacted with, effectively?
I mean, it's probably the nice thing about playing something like 20, 26, 27 lands at least.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. It's a really high number, especially in this format.
Yeah. And there you go. We can see him paying for his trick. So what's Jared going to...
Okay, so here we see a crop rotation in response to the fetch.
And get rid of the eye.
So this is, you would say that this is not because he's being disruptive. He's just trying to get something to happen here to interact, so he can't be interacted with.
Exactly, and you can see he's now going to have
So yeah,
How much mana is he
when
gonna
he got a
have on
Cloud Post, so that Cloud Post is worth 3 mana by itself,
Yeah.
and it gained him. Sorry, it doesn't gain any
So
life.
he's now going to have 6 mana, and I believe he has a Primeval Titan in hand.
I think he's got 7 mana with that Cloud Post, right? So we got 4 mana and the Cloud Post itself.
So 3 mana from the Cloud Post, and then a further 3 from the two.
Oh, right, because nothing from the Tabernacle. So here's an Ancient Stirrings. That's pretty good for Elsop. If he can find another Cloud Post here, he's off to the races with that Ugin. But it looks like he's getting a Misty Rainforest. So that'll give him the second green source he needs for that Primeval Titan that he's got in his hand.
I think it was a Primeval Titan that I saw.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, the classic Troll Post Primeval Titan.
Yeah, okay.
Mashup.
So there we go. He's got Prime Time. He's got a Kozilek and an Ugin. So maybe he wants.
Okay, so we saw that Misty Rainforest stifled. Fatal Push on the top means that we can flip the Delver, and there's 2 mana to pay for the Tabernacle.
Now, unfortunately, that Fatal Push is not looking particularly good here.
It's an absolute blank. It can kill a Thought-Knot Seer when the Revolt's triggered, but apart from that, it's not going to be doing heaps of work. And we see an Explorer's map.
And that'll...
Correct. Expedition map, sorry. Crack there. And we'll see what land he gets.
It's going to have to be another
cycle.
Cloud Post, right? So
it's either a Cloud Post or it's a green source.
Okay,
Here's a Cavernous Soul. So this is him trying to get that Primeval Titan down. When he gets the trigger from it, if he gets the trigger from the Primeval Titan,
then they're going to be able to ramp out.
Pretty much off to the races as far as resolving anything else in the deck is concerned. So that'll get 2 Cloud Posts, and that's what, plus 8 mana at that point.
It's something disgusting.
It's a lot.
Actually, it'll be plus. So he's going to have 15.
Okay, so
if
he's going to name
Primeval Titan.
And I imagine he named Giant there correctly. Enough people named Titan off that one.
Yep. Giant it is. So okay. So anyway, one way or another, he's making sure that Primeval Titan is not going to be countered, and he's going to make sure that he's going to untap with.
Okay, so we actually saw him gain a bunch of life instead. I feel like.
Okay.
So he's got the mana on lock more or less. So getting 2 lands is good enough almost. So to resolve whatever else he's got in his hand, he's going to get the Ugin down either way, and it's going to add to his existing Cloud Post mana. So he's just making sure that he's stabilized.
Yeah, so he's stabilized and he's going to be able to sweep. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So there we go. Steve's going to scoop it up.
Too big of an advantage to come back from Stamopolis.
Yeah, so look, I have a feeling Jared's going to be the favourite in this matchup. I don't know if he can pressure... I don't know if Steve can pressure Jared well enough in the ways that he needs to. Once again, like, Steve is going to have fast block.
Yeah. And we see him slam down some Thought Seizers. He knows they're coming in for sure.
And you can see the Surgical. So while I said Surgical don't normally come in air matchups, just because of the nature of how this deck of Jared's deck together, Steve they waste him off a I think it's a Cloud Post that gives you all the extra mana.
Yep.
Then if you can waste him off that Surgical now, then that buys him a lot of time. It's not just
Sure.
Jared can keep playing out his lands, making land drops, and eventually start hard casting his idiots. But
it stops him from getting absolutely crushed by the. Well, it's almost a combo from the land stack there. The surgical extraction is an interesting line. It's something you do in those situations when you really just need to disrupt that core game plan.
Really heavily on one card.
Yeah.
Obviously
You definitely see the same thing happening in other formats, disrupting Tron in Modern, for example. It's a known combination to bring in a Fulminator Mage and a Surgical Extraction just to try and take them off the big mana. Obviously, it's a lot more efficient in Legacy because Wasteland does a lot of work.
Yeah, Wasteland's just it's beating of a card if your deck is built around landing as many non-basics as you can in specific mana, which obviously is obviously exactly what Jared's trying to do. So,
yeah.
Now it'd be nice to see what Jared's bringing in.
Okay, so we see some big mana cards in the sideboard there.
Okay, so it's going to be
it's a crop rotation comes out as well, just because of the interaction. with crop rotation is that it requires you to sacrifice the land as an additional cost of the spell. So if it gets countered, not only do you lose the crop rotation, but you do lose the land you had in play.
And it just, like it means that even if they force of will, you're going to be further behind. You've both lost 2 cards, but you've lost a land drop on top of that. So it's not going to be a nice feeling.
For Stamopolis here, what do you think the strategy is behind mulliganing in game 2?
I would be mulliganing for I would want a clock more than anything else. So I think Steve probably sat down. Look, all these guys know each other, so he probably put Jared on Sneak and Show straight off the bat, and probably kept a hand that was heavy on interaction and light on threats, just to basically make sure that his opponent can never resolve a sneak attack or a show and tell.
Likely not a keep, knowing that he's on 12 posts though.
Probably not.
Probably not. It depends how much filtering you have in your hand, of course. A brainstorm and a ponder will, they go a long way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll have Stephen on the play here, and I think we're likely going to see him try and get something on board as soon as he can, and then at that point start stifling, start wastelanding, and make sure that Jared just doesn't get to do what he wants.
Yeah. I think Steve probably wants to see a wasteland in his opener, if he can, if possible.
Yeah, that would be the nut high is fetch land, Delver, wasteland, surgical.
Yeah. Or even a Deathrite Shaman. Like, he'd be happy with a Deathrite Shaman. Is that a wasteland did I see in Steve's hand? I think
here's
he's
a Scalding
fetch
Done.
and ponder.
So he's got a ponder and a brainstorm. So I think a ponder, brainstorm, fetch is. It doesn't matter what other cards are in your hand at that point. You're pretty close to a keep just off that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just the power of the cantrips, right? It's
amazing cards.
I always feel like not playing blue in the format is just wrong. And I know that's a really narrow point of view, but...
Okay, so he's found a wasteland off the top, but he's also found 2 lightning bolts.
Yeah.
So he's shuffling away. Those lightning bolts are effectively dead here.
They are, unfortunately.
He just doesn't have enough cards to bring out in the matchup.
Look, the lightning bolts aren't dead. They're just not very strong.
Yeah, they don't interact. They don't interact as removal like you would hope.
No,
they can close out games.
Yeah.
Like Snapcaster plus lightning bolt. A known combination.
Yeah. But just not good enough in this matchup, I feel. So Steve's, you see he's got his Snapcasters in, so I feel he probably wants to do something like Snap Stifle if he gets a chance.
Here we go. So Wasteland and then
Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite down. So this is a very strong start from Stamopolis. This is exactly what he wants his game plan to be.
And it's going to leave Jared in a slightly tougher situation. So he's got to play out just a basic forest, which I don't know if it achieves a lot for him here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steve's got the Pyroblast, so he's prepared for show and tell. If that crops up, I think that might actually be a really good brainstorm from Steve there. You saw he's going to keep the Bolt now. I don't know if he's going to play out the Delver this turn.
Okay, so he's shuffling away and then landing the Delver. So he's going to blind flip with the Delver, just because of he couldn't get it down without the fetch. But
I mean, it's fine to want to blind flip in these matchups anyway, right? Delver
using his mana well, getting on board really early, and doing what he needs to do.
Delver flips reasonably reliably in Delver decks. That's what they're built to do, right?
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things as well. Is that even if you don't get it set up to flip the first turn, next turn's another turn to do it.
Yeah. Now, that needle in Jared's hand is going to be... Or is he going to Warping Whale?
So I think Warping Whale is a very strong card for these colourless decks. Obviously has a lot of modes on it. But here's a Spell Pierce.
Beautiful. Okay.
Protected his threat there. Not too bad.
Now there's an...
okay. Here's a Daze. Daze is actually retaining quite a lot of value here.
It's actually going to be dead, I think.
Well, he's only on 2 mana. So I think that it's possibly not a dead card. I think you would snap trade it with any card you can.
Oh, no, absolutely. If you get a chance, you're going to fire it off. Otherwise, it's definitely going to get worse.
All right, so here's a Pithing Needle. I imagine it's gearing up to, name Deathrite Shaman. So he's going to get the drain too.
And I mean, Deathrite, unfortunately, is now just going to be a dumb beater. Which is, look, it's okay. It's clocking in for 1 a turn.
Okay, so we see a tropical island. And here is
a candle.
Ooh.
This is tough. I feel like, look, we know Jared's a strong favourite to win this. Although, Steve is clocking fairly
well.
Here.
I'm a bit surprised to see him not attack with the Deathrite there. Why was that?
my suggestion would be he's forgotten.
Yeah, sure. He might have missed that one.
And the ballista.
Walking Ballista.
Okay, so
So a Ballista for 2.
he's got a daze in hand, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, this is surely...
Okay.
It's on the Pithing Needle. Yeah, so it looks like he's forgotten.
Um,
All right,
yeah. Okay. So
we're just gonna keep going through here.
Oh,
So
okay.
All right, so we've misunderstood the board
I just
situation
assume-
here.
I
a little
automatically
bit.
assumed Needle would
The Pithing Needle is actually on Wasteland.
Okay. That would be.
Well, that's some good protection.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that without having seen the Wasteland. Like we know he's got one in hand.
Yeah.
But knowing that he's got a Death Ride on board, I don't know what the trade-off is in terms of time versus
Look, I think,
land drop or whatever. So
I guess he's feeling worried about his mana being pressured, which is it's not an unfair thing to be worried about. On the flip side, I feel just losing because of a constant Death Ride activations is going to hurt you long term. Okay, and he's firing off the Pyroblast.
Yeah. So we saw the Walking Ballista resolve last turn, which traded off for the first Delver. And here's a show and tell. So he did have one in his sideboard, but I guess it doesn't mean he's not playing any, hey? and here's the prime time.
Good sequencing from Jared right there.
Yes.
And look, Steve's just going to pack
all right,
it up.
we're gonna pack it up.
Yep. Okay. And
2 quick games.
Yeah. Look, that's 12 post and Delver, man. That's rough beats.
Welcome back to the booth, guys. So basically, we knew that it wasn't going to be a good matchup for Delver after game 1, and he enacted his game plan really well, but Elsop really picked his moment, and he resolved his important spells, and they're game ending. They're just game ending there.
Managed to bait the counter spell on the brainstorm there just to resolve his beta, the one that Delver doesn't deal well with really large resolved threats. I think basically their out to that is something like Diabolic Edict, and I don't believe Steve is playing that.
No, he's not.
Yeah, so I mean that Primeval Titan from there is just going to take over the game
Once it's in play. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Deathrite Shaman.
The biggest, baddest man in the land.
Yeah. And I mean, look, it's the prime time. It's even better. It's doing double duty, right? It's thinning for Jared, and it's just providing a beating of a clock, something like 3 turns. So
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
all right, that's it for round 3 here from General Games, and we'll catch you for round 4.
All right, we'll see you there.